Now as you start washing your car, the first thing you want to start with are your wheels. Now there's a couple of things that you have to keep in mind. If you just parked your car, you got home from work and you want to start washing your car, it's important that you allow your wheels to cool down. You don't want to spray any water on them while the brakes are hot or while the wheels are hot. So be sure to cool down. If you're in a rush to wash your car, go ahead and start with your body first, with the actual paint first. Start with that, and then go on to your wheels. As far as this car here, this is my '99 Eclipse GST. Most of the time it's parked in the garage. It's a little dusty. I didn't drive it, so it is actually safe to start on the wheels first. So the first thing you're going to do as you start washing your own car is that you always want to start with the wheels. So here I have a dedicated wheel bucket. I have extra stuff. I'm an auto detailer, so this is what I do. So I have a bunch of extra stuff, wheel woolies that I use. I have an actual wheel cleaner. Now as we look at the wheels, they're pretty dirty. There's some dust, there's some road grime. You could obviously see that they're dirty. So the first thing that I do is that I spray some wheel cleaner on it. There's a pH neutral wheel cleaner. It has a changing color effect. So you will actually see that as a product is working, the chemical is working, it starts changing, the color starts changing on the actual rim. All the metal deposits, all the brake dust, it starts breaking it down. So you want to allow it to work for 2 to 3 minutes. As I'm doing that, as I'm allowing it to work, I spray the actual tire with degreaser. I use Super Clean, which is a great option. You could buy that at your local auto parts store. I shoot it all around the tire, and then I scrub it down, knocking out all the dirt and also knocking out previous tire shine that was applied. Now, it's important that you knock that out because as you apply new tire shine, you want it to be able to grab onto the wheel or to the tire. Now I am using what we call a wheel woolly to be able to get into the barrel of the rim. You don't always have to do this. You don't have to buy wheel woolies, but if you want to clean the inside of the rim, then there's definitely a good option to purchase some. Maybe doing it once a month. A lot of people just prefer to have the outside of the rim cleaned, which is faster, it's easier. But I definitely recommend that you do invest in some wheel woolies. The second thing that I do is that I go ahead and get into the lug nuts with a detail brush. I take my time doing this. I get into all the crevices, areas in which a washmit can get into. So this is the fun part also, being able to get into the cleaning wheels, is that detail brushes always make life so much easier. After using the detail brush, I'm able to take out my dedicated wash mitt to clean the bigger areas of the rim. Now this is a dedicated wash mitt for only wheels, not for paint. I will never put any sort of wash mitt I use for wheels on paint. As well as my bucket, I'm using a separated dedicated wash bucket. After I'm done cleaning the rim, I look around, I look at the tire, I start rinsing it down. Now that you have washed the wheels, it's time to start rinsing the car. In this step of the washing process, we want to knock out as much contaminants as possible, including dirt, grime, and road bugs. Start from the top and do a good job at hosing down the bottom areas of the car, including the bumper, side skirts, and rear bumper. Okay, so we finally rinsed off all the car, knocked all the dirt off. I intentionally went around the side skirts, the bottom of the bumper, the bottom of the rear bumper, knocked a lot of the dirt out because that's where a lot of the grime, the street grime, sticks to the car. So I wanted to be sure I really got those areas with the water. Once I did that, I went ahead and rinsed off from the top, the hood, everything else, try to knock out as much dust as possible. If you're able, the very first thing that I'd recommend that you do is to buy one of these foam cannon. This is not a pressure washer when you can actually just connect this to your water hose, and it's going to be able to shoot some sub-suds onto your paint, so it helps lubricate and knock a lot of the dust out. I have my wash mitt nice and steady, nice and soft. It's captured a lot of the suds. I have my 2 buckets, very clean wash mitt. I'm going to go ahead and just lay it on the paint, and I'm going to very softly and in one direction, wash the car. After I do that, I'll go ahead and turn it around, flip it. And I have already, I'm gonna go ahead and dunk my wash mitt into the water bucket. So there's a soap bucket, there's a water bucket. I'll go ahead and dump it into my water bucket and go ahead and rinse it out there. So now that you have rinsed the car, if you have a foam cannon, you have spray soap suds on the car and you have rinsed once again. And now that you know how to properly use a wash mitt, go ahead and start working around the car. I have two separate wash mitts in my wash bucket, one for the top of the car and one for the lower parts of the car. Start from the top and end with the bottom. Work one section at a time. Flip your wash mitt often, and once you complete a panel, rinse your wash mitt and dunk it again in the soap bucket. You should be able to see the effects of any sealant, wax, or coating on your paint as you're rinsing off. Once you're done rinsing it off, you'll begin to notice how the water is going to begin to bead on top of your paint. As the good book says, you shall know the protection of a car by its beads. Now another key thing whenever you're drying is I already soaked up the towel a little bit. It's a little damp. So I have the top of the car here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push the water off, not so much put the microfiber on the paint, but I'm going to actually push the water off as I'm going, and I am scooping the water off the car. Okay, and that's actually grabbing on to the microfiber towel, and I am safely drying the car. So you want to go ahead and do that for the rest of the car. Flip the towel around, wring it out whenever you have to. You'll know whenever it's not catching water, that's the time to wring it out, and then just keep on going across the entire car. If you're able, maybe you have some quick detailer or something of that sort, some spray wax. It's a good time to spray some on the car as a sacrificial layer of protection, and also spray some on your microfiber towel, and that will actually help pick up some water and at the same time leave a layer of protection on the car. If you followed all the steps in this video, you'll properly wash your car. It's a good time to take the car into the sun, walk around with a microfiber towel, and maybe you miss some areas, go ahead and dry them up. It's a good time to maybe dry the wheels. Maybe you miss some areas as well. Walk around with a separate microfiber towel. And then after that, you've finally finished washing your car the right way. So friends, that's how you properly wash the exterior of your car. I want to teach you what to start with, what to end with, the products to use, some tips. Obviously, I didn't dress the tires, I didn't vacuum the interior, I didn't clean the glass. I'm going to separate that for another video. Today, I simply wanted to help you wash and properly maintain the exterior of your paint, which is pretty important, especially if you got your car detailed, you got some sort of chemicals or sealants on your paint, some sort of coatings. You want to be able to properly maintain those. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at fern@bulldetailing.com, or you could go into my Instagram. You can send me a message through there, or you can even text message me through Instagram. Check out bulldetailing.com for any sort of merch, any hats, any shirts. I highly appreciate whenever you guys are able to rock my gear. It is always so awesome and encouraging to see that. If you guys want to just give me a quick shout out, subscribe and comment or like my video. You guys have a good one.